G'day and welcome back for more of my trek across Verdure, or as it is becoming, my attempt to surpass this cliff. I've removed the arms that were, well, mostly destroyed, and I'm now thinking about what my next approach is going to be. There are a few options available to me. The first that comes to mind is to try and simplify the arms. So there were a couple of people who suggested that based on their experience, maybe the more subgrids or the more pistons you have in a stack, the weaker they become. Which does fit with the experience because I did have more pistons and they did do less than when I used the singular piston to lift up the whole rover off the ground to replace my wheels. So maybe if I go with a simpler system that has a pair of hinges and a piston, and it just the piston either pushes or pulls the rover up the hill. The other suggestion that's kind of related, and I'm sort of not sure how best to test this, is that it might be that the pistons are stronger at pushing than pulling. And I can sort of maybe think of a way to test that with some pistons in creative mode and maybe, but I'm not convinced that my tests would actually work. But what I am convinced of is that having the arms on the front of the rover is actually kind of inconvenient. It means that the arms get in the way of, well, the rover itself. So a pusher system is going to be better anyway, because it means once the wheels start working, I can then just unlock the arms and then they should just they'll be out of the way because they're at the back. I'm thinking the best system I can come up with is something that's hopefully relatively simple like this. So it'll be a pair of hinges on the back here, set somewhere a bit above center of mass, or where I think the center of mass is, so that it's always pushing the rover forward. Because what I don't want is the pistons to push the bottom of the rover and then the rover to topple over backwards, because then I'll be really, really stuck. And I'm thinking two arms. The reason I'm thinking two arms is that you need something to grab on to release the first arm and then move again. And that may as well be another arm so that you can grab, push, grab, release, grab, push, and do it that way so that it's kind of a bit more of a flowing state, because there are some cliffs up ahead if I want to go over this mountain that are huge, and that if I have to do just like, if it's a really slow process, it's going to be really bad. The other upshot of putting these at the back rather than doing them at the front is that I can then still try drilling and seeing if drilling works. There's a part of me that's kind of tempted to try drilling first, but I really want to do these arms and I really want to show that I can make these work. I am so determined to show that I can make this work. So hinge, piston, and then there's a part of me that wants to put another piston like this, so that I've got the ability to reach down and grab to the ground while keeping the hinge relatively horizontal. I mean, an argument could be had that I don't even need the hinge here, that I could just get away with just the pistons pushing, but because there's no flexibility for changes in angle in the terrain, and so that would be problematic, so I think the hinge is quite beneficial. So I think the hinge will be beneficial for that. Then we go mag plate on the end, like so. And that's going to be my setup. So I'm going to jump ahead to where I've set up all of the event controllers and done all the controls and stuff. Now, some people did point out something to me that I had missed, which is the option to control on your hotbar. So you can see here we've got control hinge. I didn't realize that worked because I didn't realize what buttons you needed to press to make that work. Because I've been pressing Q, E, WASD, space, C. I'd been moving my mouse and I was like, nothing works. It's left click and right click. That's what works. But there is a limitation to this. You can't change the speed at which it moves. And that really matters for the pistons, as we know. I need the pistons to be strong, so I need to be moving them quickly. And the rate at which we move pistons with this mode is slow. So I don't want that. So I'm going to set up all the event controllers and do all that stuff so that I've got this all set up. And then we'll see if I can climb this cliff. Okay, I have two arms set up. So if I go to hotbar 2, I can unlock that arm. I can lift it up with space. I can drop it down with C. I can move it out with W, bring it back with S, and then Q and E can extend and retract this piston. And then number 2 and number 3 on my hotbar will lock down the landing gear. So I'll go down like this, bring it down to the ground, wait till it's ready to lock. There we go. Lock. And then I can switch to hotbar 3. Oh. Then I can turn off those event controllers, switch to hotbar 3. Enable these ones, and then I can control this. Lock it down. But then I noticed a problem. So if I switch back to hotbar 2, I can then control this one, and that's good. That's how I want it to be. But then if I switch back to hotbar 3, watch what happens to this mag plate. It unlocks. I have to change my control setup because apparently switching to hotbar 3 also triggers number 3 on the hotbar. So if you've been noticing some strange behaviors on any cockpit settings where you've got things on multiple hotbars and you're switching between, this could explain it. And so maybe I'll put it all on one hotbar. Just keep it all on hotbar 2. So in theory, I should now be ready to go to attempt to get this up the hill. Oh wait, no, I need one more control. I was just thinking it might be useful to have those hinges set to go loose. So let's add those to my hotbar 2. So we'll go left. And we should have toggle enable somewhere here. There we go. So now on my hotbar, I've got the toggle enabled for the group of event controllers that control that arm, then the mag plate lock and unlock, then the hinge toggle off, and then the same for the right arm. So left arm, right arm. And I think I should now be good to go and see if these dual arms can get me up this cliff. So one thing I really like is that there's a different sound for turning the event controllers on versus off. So this is turning them off. This is turning them on. And it means I know, just by tapping it a couple of times, whether I've got that arm enabled or not. Something else I set up while I was here, and why you can hear some things getting detected, is that I actually enabled detection for some of the rarer components, just in case, for the rarer materials, just in case I happen to come across a boulder or something that has them in them. I don't think I'm going to, but you never know. If I leave them on, I'll then know to pay attention to when the thing goes blink and tells me. But let's see if we can get up this cliff face. Now that I've got 2 little pusher arms to do it. Actually, I might go on the right bit. Just looking at what the top looks like and how that'll potentially end up for me. Alrighty, here we go. On the wall. Arc. First arm down. Locked. Hinge off. Park brake off. Forward. Might stop there. Controls off. Hinge on. Right arm down. Lock down. Tract this arm. Switch off it controls. Get back to the other one. Park brake off. Up we go a little bit further. Then we go back to controlling left arm. This is going okay so far. When is the other shoe going to drop? When is this all going to go catastrophically wrong? Getting further up on that left arm. It suddenly gets weaker when that that piston's not doing its thing, but also I haven't turned off that hinge. But I did that on purpose. The hinge on the left is currently on because I was worried that if I turned it off, I'm going to flip over backwards because my angle right now is very close to vertical. All right, it's not working with the hinge off. I can't seem to get this next section up. I'm going to need to figure out a way to get the wheels to actually contact a bit more because they're not helping. So let's try turning that hinge off. Yeah, just keep bouncing off the surface. No. No. Oh, bad roll. Oh, this is not... this is not good. I don't know what to do. I don't have any gyro overrides, so I can't use direct controls, but the massive gyro... hang on. What is even happening with this piston? Don't think that's how this is supposed to work. I don't think this is how this is supposed to work at all. Where's my keyboard? Wait. Now, can I even see the piston head anymore? I think at some point during the night I stopped moving. Oh, can I still move more? No, it's not moving anymore. Just a lot of jiggle. Just a lot of jiggle. So. Oh, wow. Clang is alive and angry, and let's find out how angry when I 3, 2, 1, unlock this mag plate. Oh. Oh. I can't unlock the mag plate. Oh, I'm unlocking the wrong one. That's why. 3, 2. That's so dumb. 3, 2, 1. Unlock. Oh. Crunch. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I think at this point I have... Oh man. I have now reached the point where I have decided that if we're gonna go up hills, we need thrusters. Let's see if I can get to the top of this mountain with a bit of help. So I'm thinking that's possibly bigger than I can reasonably build. It's also potentially going to require stuff that I can't afford. But this size of thruster might work. Oh, I should place it from the top first in case I want to go with 4. What does this cost to make? Heavy duty plates, combustion chambers. Yeah, we got all that stuff. Let's get these built. Okay, 4 thrusters on the back. All of the event controllers off so we stop hearing the noises from them. Park brake off. And let's see if we can make some progress. Now, do I have my big gyro on? No. I should probably have it on. Because I might start flying at any point. Okay, cliffside, let's have at you. Keep those toes touching while the thrusters do the rest of the work. I think that's the technique. Yep. Keep nose down, keep the nose down. Nose down so we can get over the lip. And around the corner. Whoa, too much. Oh yeah, this. Oh, come on. This still doesn't feel like I've got a lot of control, but I can at least make it up a hill like that. The issue, of course, with thrusters and any sort of journey of length here is at some point I'm probably gonna have to stop and make power. But let's get to the top of the mountain before we worry about such trivialities. This gap between the snow and the mountain. Let's see if I can just jump it and then stick my nose to the wall. Okay, come on. That little gully between the cliff and the platform I was on was not ideal, but I think I've got this. I can hold it together. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. With the thrusters on, I was able to make a substantial amount of progress, getting up the cliff faces, sticking those front wheels on, keeping them going. I managed to get all the way up to the top of the mountain, and then was like, oh, I can get a bit further. Let's see what progress I can make. I did have one little tumble, which is about to happen, I think. No, not yet. I was just a bit ahead of myself, and wow, I'm a long way ahead of myself. There it is. There's the tumble. And then things got even more spicy. Oh. Oh, well. There it goes. There it is. I was wondering if I'd get to even 10 Ks closer to my target. I got to 96.55 to go. I think that means I covered maybe 5 kilometers in 5 videos. Oh, wow. Well, this is going to be the end of this series. There are a couple of reasons for that. The biggest ones being Space Engineers 2 is not ready. It's not ready for a challenge of this magnitude. The physics are too unstable. The piston's too unstable. As we showed with how long I was able to make that one. And just the trees. It's not ready for playing this way. I had hoped it might be, and I thought this would be a fun way to test, but it's not ready. It's not able to do what it needs to do to make this fun, and it's no longer fun. I ran into some weird Clang reversing backwards into trees with pistons and things, and that's why I didn't even bother trying the drills on the front, because I am pretty confident that the drills on subgrid on the front, as soon as I hit a tree with them, boom! Goodbye, rover. Just like what happened there. I'm going to be back with some more Space Engineers 2 probably after the next big update. Hopefully, I think that's the next big update's meant to be multiplayer. So I'm hoping to bring Capac back with that one, so the two of us can muck around and just have some fun. And I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully we'll see some physics improvements between now and then as well. I'm sad to end it on this note, but I think it's realistically the only note this was going to end on. I'll be back with some other videos very soon, and I will see you then.